Hello, my name is Henriette and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'd love to have you here. In this video, I'm going to show you how I decorate my living room and my kitchen in a Scandinavian winter style. So first of all, I've come to HomeSense to see if there's any good bargains. It is January after all. Whilst I'm at HomeSense, I always make sure that I check out their wreaths because usually they've got a very good selection, like you can see here, and also at the moment a lot of them are in the sale. I thought this one was particularly nice. I like that it's a slightly different type of weave. This heart grabbed my attention because of course Valentine's Day is coming up soon. There are some things that I always look out for when I come to HomeSense, and teacups are definitely one of them. I love a good teacup and the choice here is enormous. The other thing I always look for is some cushion ideas and tea towels because they're really good value. I mean, this is a pack of 3 and they're good quality. In the past, I've also managed to pick up a lot of faux flowers at a very good price. They are very reasonable here. And I think the quality is okay. When I'm here, I always take a good look at their candles, and this time I got a little bit lucky in that I found that one. As you may know, I am from Copenhagen originally, so that one definitely had to come home with me. As I decorate my rooms for the winter, I will of course show you what I ended up buying here at HomeSense. Back home again, and here comes my living room before I start. I've given it a good clean after Christmas and put away all the decorations. Us Scandis do like a bit of coziness, especially in the winter. So I'm adding this faux fur blanket and some cushions. Now this sage green cushion did come from HomeSense and it was $16. All the other cushions are homemade and you've definitely seen them before because I'm reusing them. I mean, this one here was from the autumn. Onto our mantelpiece, and this is a vase you've seen many times before. It's one that I painted myself. And I'm filling it with these stems, which I also picked up at HomeSense. They were $10 each. I'm using 3 stems here and I think that is plenty. How wintry are they? Next I'm going to bring in my light because I want to have some balance on this fireplace. So there's a tall thing on one side, then I put a tall thing on the other side. I'm also going to use the horse's head that my mum gave me. I'm specifically using these books because they match my colour scheme. Next to the fireplace I'm going to place some of my wreaths. I've got quite a lot of these, but 3 here should do it. I know you've seen a lot of these items that I'm using here before, but I want to show you how you can reuse and make something look completely different because you style it differently. This gorgeous sage green crock was a Christmas present. It came from Hudson Home and I'll be sure that I'll link it below in the description box. If you are enjoying this video so far, please like, comment and subscribe. It will mean the world to me and my channel. I absolutely adore your messages and everyone in this household reads them all. Do you decorate after Christmas too? I'd love to know what you get up to and what colour schemes you use. It's time for another Christmas present. My family and friends know me well. This gorgeous candle came from the White Company and I'll be sure to link that below as well. I'm adding these little wooden ornaments in order to add some warmth. I mean, this is all about feeling warm and comfortable, isn't it? Over in my little reading nook by the windows, I'm going to add the blanket that I also use for Christmas. I'm bringing in a faux fur cushion just to make it feel a little bit different. I am again reusing on my little side table, but this time I'm going to fill up my jar with the bits of eucalyptus that came off my wreath. So these are shorter because of course I chopped them. Lastly, I'm going to add that lovely Copenhagen candle that came from HomeSense, and it was $11. The Danes really love creating the feeling of hygge, and adding candles really helps with this. I still had some more wreaths, so I decided to place them in the corner just to add a bit to this space. Also, I'm changing the basket to a darker brown basket because it feels warmer and it's a place where we can hide all the things that I don't want out on our table. Before I show you how our living room turned out, I wanted to show you where I got my inspiration from, and it was literally just a walk in our garden, because here there are so many beautiful wintry colours that I could use, like this sage green from the eucalyptus, and also in our little hedge alongside the edge of our path. Also, all of our plants have got buds waiting to come out in the spring, which is lovely. And the browns, of course, I got from all the empty bushes and trees. The horse's head that I added was entirely down to our four-legged neighbours. We are so fortunate to have these next door, and they are just so lovely. Nature is a gift that just keeps on giving. So here comes my living room all finished, and I hope you enjoy the colours that I've used and picked up from nature. This is very much where Mike and I will be snuggling up for the month of January. The playing cards, the books, and of course the puzzles will all be coming out during this month. And the fire and the candles will be burning brightly every evening. The blankets will surely be used a lot as we make ourselves as cozy and warm as possible during this cold wintry month. All of which equates to the feeling of hygge. Then it was on to my kitchen, and I'd picked up these tea towels from HomeSense. They're such good value, I couldn't resist. Next to our cooker, I've decided to use the top of my trifle bowl as a crock, and I'm going to be filling that up with all our wooden spoons and spatulas. I want to apply the same colour scheme for the kitchen as I had in our living room. So all the neutrals, the browns and the sage greens. And as it happens, our cabinets are painted like a really light sage green already. For my little wooden tray, I've decided to add a whole pile of olive oil. And that's because after Christmas, I tend to be a little bit more aware of my diet. There will definitely be some more salads on the menu. Over in our little coffee and tea corner, I'm just going to add things that I already had, but I'm bringing in the third one of the tea towels because that's that lovely beige colour. I didn't buy any new cups, so I'm going to reuse my favourite ones. I'm always very mindful not to buy things that I don't need. The Scandinavian style is quite minimalist, so I'm going to keep it very simple in the windowsills. I'm adding this jug with some faux greenery, which happens to be the exact same colour as our laurel hedge outside. I want to reuse more of the faux greenery that I cut short for my Christmas wreath over in this other windowsill. So I'm filling my vase up with some packaging first so that it will raise up the greenery. I really like the greenery I'm using here because it's got all those lovely little buds on it, just like it was in my garden. And of course, putting greenery in both the windows creates a sort of balance, and I like that. Then it was onto my little shelves over by the windows, and they are small, so it's very limited what I can put on here. but I have got a couple of new jars. They were from Sainsbury's, from their Habitat range, and they were really cheap in the sale. I'm going to fill them up with 3 different kinds of Italian pasta because I think it's very visually interesting, and also, of course, we are going to eat all that pasta. I also really like that these jars came in 3 different sizes because when you place them on a shelf, it just looks more interesting. It looks more varied, and I really like it. I also like that the lids here were wooden with a faux leather strap on top. Onto the shelf they go, and I'm thrilled with how they turned out. They look really good over here in this corner. For the 3rd shelf, I'm going to add my dark brown wooden dough ball. It's a really short shelf, so it sits in here quite well. On the last shelf, I'm just going to add our bread baskets. These get used all the time, so they're really handy to have out. On our kitchen island, I decided to have a real plant, and this one is a blue fern. It's just so gorgeous, and again it's got that lovely sage green colour. I'm going to pair it with my scalloped edge tray. And here comes another Christmas present. I am so grateful for all these lovely gifts that I've been given. This diffuser also came from the White Company, and I'll be sure to leave a link in the description box below. I always really enjoy adding some aroma to the rooms that I decorate, and using things like candles are great, but also these diffusers, they're really good for that extra bit of seasonal aroma. I'm also adding some coasters, and these are still available in my Etsy shop. Over by our kitchen sink, I want to add a few hand care items. So I'm adding some liquid hand soap and some hand cream, and also an old-fashioned soap bar. It is important to look after our hands in this cold weather. On the other side of our island, I'm just going to add this big brown dish. It's a metal dish, and I'm going to just leave it at that. Keep it simple. Over on our dining room table, I also want to make it feel cozy, but Scandinavian too. So I'm starting off with this metal vase, and this was one that I spray painted myself, and I'm so thrilled with how that turned out. I'm just going to fill it up with some faux eucalyptus, because that brings over that lovely sage green to this side of the room. I'm going to bring in a dark brown bowl because I think it sits really well, and also some candles, of course. And these ones have got a lovely wintry smell to them. To make this end of the room feel really Scandinavian and really warm and cozy, I am going to add some sheepskins to some of the chairs. And again, they're in that lovely brown natural colour. It really doesn't take very much to change the feel of a whole room. We have got 10 chairs in this dining area of the kitchen, but I'm only going to add 4 sheepskins because I think that's all it needs to create that warm and cozy feeling. That's everything in the kitchen, and here it comes all finished. Whilst I'm showing you this finished kitchen, I just wanted to say Happy New Year to all of you, and thank you again for all your lovely support. It doesn't go unnoticed, and I'm very, very grateful. I also hope that you found something that might inspire you in this video. Winter does seem to drag on for a long time, so I think it's really important to make our surroundings as cozy and comfortable as we possibly can. So far, Mike and I have really enjoyed this colour scheme. In fact, the last few evenings we've been in the living room with the candles and the fire on, watching a whole pile of rom-coms. Rupert, our boy cat, has also particularly enjoyed these evenings as he's parked himself on our chair in the book nook. Now, a lot of you have inquired about my rings, so I've promised that I would show you them. This one here is my favourite one, and it also comes in a blue and a black. Now, none of these items are sponsored, but of course I will leave all the details in the description box below. So this jewellery all came from a small artisan shop in Antibes in the south of France. So none of this jewellery is very expensive because it's made out of acrylic and crystal. No real diamonds here. What I'm showing you here is just a fraction of what they do. This is obviously stuff that I've bought over the years. I really like that they do complete sets, i.e. they do bracelets that matches with the rings and also necklaces. But that's pretty much all from me today. I'm going to leave you with some videos of our living room in the evening time. Oh, it's so cozy in there. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you soon. Much love from London.